Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a great day. For those of you who are new to my channel, I upload videos about using Photoshop and how to upload, design, and grow a print-on-demand business. So if you're interested in developing your skills and learn more about the world of print-on-demand, please make sure to subscribe and click on the notification button so that you can be informed each time I upload a new video. In today's video, we're going to look at 7 dangerous mistakes new print-on-demand shop owners should be aware of that could destroy their chances of making a sale. We'll look at some examples and discuss what needs to be done so that you won't make the same mistake. It's a jam-packed video and you're riding shotgun. So without further delay, let's get to it. So the first mistake that we're going to look at deals with creating a design and then saving it with a background. This is a huge mistake that unfortunately a lot of people who are new to print on demand fall victim to. Happens to everybody, happened to me too as well, and it's not the end of the world, but it is something that you need to be very, very well aware of. Now, what I have here on the screen is I have a few examples. This is not to knock the owner of the shop. In fact, what I went ahead and did was I obviously blanked out the name of the shop owner because everybody falls victim to it. It's not the end of the world, but I wanted to use a real-time example or examples, because there were more than one, to give you an idea that, we have to be careful of this, okay? And as you can see over here, the person who created this design obviously had a black background, and one might think, well, the background's black, it's going to match with the black t-shirt anyways. Well, if you look here, and if I just zoom in a little bit, you can see that there's a different tonality between one black and another. So you can't assume that just because you use a black background that it's going to be hidden on the black color of the t-shirt. And then you have to ask yourself another question. Well, this person allowed this t-shirt to be embedded on 16 different colors. Well, what if the person who wanted to buy the shirt wanted a red colored shirt, or a blue colored shirt, or a yellow colored shirt, pink? I mean, any of the 16 colors that were available, they're going to end up with a design that has this black square around it. Now, some designs, it might necessitate having the background, but in 99.9% of the times, it doesn't. And it would just be because the person slipped up when saving it. And it's really simple to do. When you are saving something, let's say you created this design on Photoshop or Photopea, don't save it as a JPEG. Simply save it as a PNG, but before you do, make sure that you turn off the background layer. Okay? Now, if you're not using Photoshop or Photopea, and let's say, for example, you created a design using Canva, and you have the free version of it. All right, well, by default, you're going to get a background when it's downloaded. But again, that's something super simple to do too as well to get rid of it. There's an online website called remove.bg that can help you remove the unwanted background, and I'll place a link to the video I had created about this to show you how to use this website in the description below. It's super simple and very quick. Okay, mistake number 2 is stickers with white text. Let's take a look at some examples to show you what I mean. As you can see here, we have a mock-up from Redbubble with the design, and apparently this design was supposed to have said, "It's not me, it's you." And clearly they used white, and obviously the design didn't come through. Even in the mock-up over here to the left, you can't even see anything because obviously white on white background and it's going to be empty. Right? Now, it is possible that maybe perhaps the person who designed this particular design didn't want it to go on a sticker, and perhaps forgot to disable the sticker function, or perhaps went ahead and let it go and didn't realize that this was going to happen. In either case, if you're going to be using a white font, a white colored font, there are a couple of things that you can do. You can either stroke the font in Photoshop or Photopea with a black or different colored design so that it would come out, all right? Or else just don't use white for the colored font so that obviously it's going to come through. Be careful of this because by default, Redbubble creates a white border around all designs pertaining to stickers and magnets. So if your design is all white, it's not going to come through and nobody's going to be able to see what your design was all about. Here's another good example, okay? Well, this design was best aunt ever. Now, Aunt over here was used in a different font and a bit of a textured font. So that's actually good. You can see it. And you can see here what I was talking about in the last design, that Redbubble gives this white border around it. But the word best and the word ever, because of the fact that it was left as a white font, well, it doesn't come through. And you have to ask yourself, if you were a buyer looking for a sticker, would you drop €1.99 or $1.99, whatever currency you happen to be in, for a sticker that looks like this? Probably not. And it's a good bet that other buyers won't do the same too as well. So you need to be really, really aware of these. And it's just a small little attentive step that goes a long way to make sure that your sales don't blow up in a negative way, but rather come through because people are impressed with your designs and want to purchase more from you. All right. Remember that professionalism comes through in all of your designs. If you're uploading a design that shows a person that you just did, a mediocre effort to it, well, they're gonna bounce and they're gonna go and find another shop to purchase their products from. All right. So be very careful about this and make sure that your sticker designs are up to par with the other competition that's up on Redbubble, Zazzle, TeePublic, or whatever website that you use to upload your designs. Now, the next mistake is not placing the design properly. Let's take a look at an example. So here we have an example of a chiffon top. The designer created a text design. If not now, then when? Okay. Now the size of the font is good. It's quite clear. People can see it. But take a look around the collared area over here. Okay. The word if is basically bordering the collar. Not many women are going to want to wear a text design where the text is literally with the collar. All that was needed in this particular case was to drag down the text design ever so slightly so that the text would end up being centered both vertically and horizontally on the top. And that little action will go a long way in ensuring, or rather increasing, your chances that somebody would actually buy that product. As it stands now, the likelihood of somebody laying down €23.47 for a top like this with a very blatant mistake is going to be few and far between. So don't cut yourself short from a possible sale. Take a look at the placement of your designs and adjust accordingly. All right, here's another one. Now this is, I've seen some of the other designs of this particular shop owner, and for all intents and purposes, the design on the other products was absolutely brilliant. However, unfortunately, the designer did not take a look at placing this particular design properly on the sleeveless top. And as a result, you can't even make out what the top, or rather what the design was actually saying. Apparently, according to the title, "You're lucky to have me," love quote. Okay? Looking at the design is just a bunch of different letters and different fonts slapped onto a design with a little bit of a heart in the bottom. Again, ask yourself this. If you're the buyer, would you actually put money down to buy this shirt? Okay? And I bet 99.9999% of you would say, no, I'm not going to spend €23.47 for a top that has a design that isn't even centered or shrunk down within the parameters of the shirt to make it look good. All right? So don't blow up your sales by being quote-unquote lazy and not adjusting all of your designs onto the different products that the website like Redbubble has to offer. Now, if it's a question that you don't want the design on the product because maybe you think it doesn't look good, don't ignore it. Go into your portfolio, manage it, and disable that particular design. This way it doesn't show up. The worst thing that can happen is having a product come up with a design that doesn't fit within the parameters of that particular product. It'll look ugly, and again, just like with the other mistake, it gives an unprofessional feel to your shop, and people are going to bounce and go someplace else to spend their hard-earned money. So, design mistake number 4, improper use of grammar. Now, I totally get it and appreciate that there are a number of designers out there whose first language is not English. And I tip my hat down to you, and I respect all of you in wanting to try to land sales and maybe perhaps raise a little extra capital in order to make your lives a little bit better, be able to buy things that you want, and that's great. We're all in this for the same reason. I'm doing this too as well, and I'm designing to make a little extra cash on the side hustle as well. But just because that is so, we have to make sure that when you're creating a design that has text in it, you make sure that you use the correct form of grammar. Okay, that also includes spelling and syntax. All right, one thing that buyers really hate is looking at a design thinking, wow, this design is really great, and then when looking deeper into it, they see that there is either a spelling or grammar mistake on the design. And when they see that, again, they're going to bounce and they're going to go someplace else and buy another design from a different shop owner. Okay, there are tools online that you can use to check your grammar. All right, simply going onto Google and typing online grammar checker and then opening one of the large numbers of websites out there that can help you double check your grammar to make sure that it is correct will again go a long way in helping you increase your chances of landing a sale. All right, so don't always bank on what you feel is right. I myself have been teaching for over 20 years, and there are times when I actually ask myself, hey, is this correct? Is this spelled correctly? Is the grammar that I've used in this particular sentence correct? And there's no shame in asking for a second opinion or going online and typing it out and trying to see that, hey, whether I got it correct or not, you know? But by taking that little extra effort, you're going to make sure that your design is not only going to look nice aesthetically, but it's also going to be nice grammatically. And that again will also help increase your chances of landing a sale. So don't slip up on that. Take a look at your grammar, take a look at your spelling, and make sure that it's the best that it can possibly be. Okay, mistake number 6 deals with postcard and greeting cards and not filling them in the design. All right, and let's take a look at a couple examples here. Now, before we move on, there could be the possibility that an artist would have wanted a white border around the design. But again, probably 99.999% of the time, that is not the case. And it's just a question that a designer would have uploaded a design large enough thinking that it's going to fill in all of the products and they don't have to think twice about that. Well, with respect to postcards and greeting cards, that's not the case. All right, as you can see over here, we've got some examples where we got some beautiful designs, but because of the fact that they weren't designed to the aspect ratio needed, and that is 1300 pixels by 900 pixels, Redbubble shrinks down the design and leaves a very large white border around the design. Okay, and again, you have to put yourself in the buyer's perspective. All right. For some people, it might not bother them, but for the vast majority, they will probably want a postcard that actually fills up the entire card. I mean, just think of yourself. Maybe you've gone on holiday one time and you go to a stationery shop or any kind of shop and you wanted to send a postcard to a loved one. Obviously, I'm dating myself, pre-email. You're going to go look into the racks and you're going to try and find a greeting card or a postcard in this particular case that's going to reflect the true beauty of the place that you visited, and you want something that's going to fill the card up. You're not going to go and choose a postcard that's got a lot of white on it. What's the point? So when you are creating your postcards and your greeting cards at the same time, because obviously the template fits both, you want to make sure that you're filling up the design so that it looks the best that it can possibly be. And again, it's all about going into your software program that you use in order to create your designs and making sure that this design is saved on a template that's 1300 pixels by 900 pixels. Whether portrait or a landscape, when you do it that way and you upload it onto Redbubble, it's going to fill in the entire card and it's going to look more professional, and the greater chances are you're going to land a sale for anybody who's looking for a postcard or a greeting card to send to a loved one. And now, mistake number 7 that many new designers fall victim to, and if you've reached this far into the video, please pay extra close attention to this, pertains to uploading copyright and trademark designs. A huge mistake. Now, what do we mean by that? A trademark design is any word or icon that represents a company's name or its brands, products, or services. So I went onto Redbubble and did a basic search for stickers. And I copied the product picture from each of the shops I came across that fit within this infringement. And I'm going to show them to you here on the following blank canvas. So anything pertaining to comic book characters, for example, Nightwing from DC Comics, you cannot use the artwork from this company and play it off as something that you created. The same holds true with logos from films like Jurassic Park. I saw this logo in a number of Redbubble shops where the logo was copied and uploaded as a sticker and on t-shirts. Again, you cannot do this and are putting your account at risk of being suspended or worse, being shut down. Another blatant trademark infringement is the use of actors' images. I found quite a number of stickers and t-shirts of Tom Holland. For those of you who may not know, he is playing the part of Peter Parker, Spider-Man in the most recent films. Certain font styles and sayings may also be trademarked. One such example is the font style used from the popular sitcom Friends. This sitcom had a very particular font style with the iconic dots in between letters, and again, you should avoid using something like this in your own designs, as you risk getting the design and or your account removed. I also found a number of stickers with the characters from SpongeBob, and I also found some characters from Sesame Street. Many of you may already know that Sesame Street reached a new milestone and were in the news as of late, and I saw a new surge of stickers with characters from the show, which again is an infringement as the characters from this show are trademarked. So to round up this video, these were the 7 bombshell dangerous mistakes that new designers to platforms like Redbubble and TeePublic tend to fall victim to. Remember, when you go into this business, you have to do your research and check that your designs are not going to infringe on anyone else's rights. One such website that you can use to ensure that you are not infringing is the United States Patent and Trademark Office website, for which I will leave a link to in the description box below. Then check over your design and make certain that it's the best that you can possibly make it look on all of the available products of the platform that you want to sell to. And go through this video over again and make certain that you have understood what to avoid so that you can give your designs the best possible opportunity to be purchased by buyers visiting the platform. A few people have been in touch with me as of late stating that they haven't made any sales, and they asked me to look at their shop, and when doing so, I wasn't surprised to see, if not all, a good number of these mistakes in their shops. Keep your shop out of this situation. Avoid these mistakes, and if you do have a design or two that falls within any of the 7 categories, fix them. And if you can't, guys, delete the design. You don't need to have it in your shop, and it's going to make your shop look unprofessional, and a lot of unprofessional shops do not get a lot of visitors. And if they do, you can bet your bottom dollar that they won't purchase anything and will definitely not visit again. You want to make sure that your shop is the best that it can possibly be, aesthetically and in terms of the designs you offer for consideration. If you give them that, then you are increasing your chances of them buying from you. And better still, they'll bookmark your shop to visit and purchase from again in the future. This is now my lucky 13th video on this channel, and I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who has followed me so far. It really makes my day when I get messages of thanks from followers for the practical and actionable advice I give, and I look forward to welcoming even more great people to this channel. So, if you're watching this video on my channel for the first time, thanks so much for sticking to the end. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And don't forget to turn on the bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. But for today, that's all I've got. So be well, stay safe, and keep creating. Bye for now.